Hello everyone, this is TobeTada with another video of crypto trading. Thanks for checking by and let's dive right in. So let's have a look at Bitcoin and its movement over the last couple of days. In the last video we talked about basically this movement that happened now over the last, I believe, 9 or 10 days here, and that was basically the movement after we had a spike and a strong upward momentum here, and we were talking about that this movement was going to continue in a linear fashion here, and you can see that this is basically so far very well confirmed here, and we base this on the analysis of basically other movements in the first and second cycle here. As you can see, we saw these linear movements here or here and also here and so on. You can see that, and they are basically characterized by a long movement, meaning that this goes on basically a week or more, and that you can basically establish a fairly well linear trend here. And of course, in the bigger picture here, we can, using my laptop today, you can see that we had basically this, again, I just like to talk about this triangle here because I think it just so well confirmed this peak here, that I still like to point out that basically by establishing this triangle here, which was symmetrical, we had basically the peak here, and the reason for this was that we did not have enough room here for a next cycle to complete. What I mean by that is that if we look at this as the first cycle, since we have been out of this bear market, and this basically the second cycle, you can see that this basically continued to go upward here, and by this being so extended here, we did not have enough room for basically a correction and then another cycle that would have just not fitted into this wedge here. And I think that is a very good sign that we are going to see a breakout pattern. Now, of course, that has to not always be in the upward direction, it can always also be in downward, but because we're coming out of this bear market, the chance for a upward breakout was significantly higher. And if we look at basically this pattern here since this breakout, we see that again there is this linear trend here, of course, with the peaks up and down and so on, but you can basically establish these trend lines here, and the movement fits very well within here. And also interesting, we can also basically look at the Elliott wave theory and again see the confirmation by seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 movement. Sorry, this is not so exact, and basically a correction going down here, and then again a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th movement, and now of course we are seeing a correction going down here, 1, 2, and I think there is a good chance we'll see a correction going down to the first of all the 5,000 level here, and probably a correction going down to the 4,600 area. Now that could also look in such a fashion that we're going to see another upward movement here and then a downward movement, but I think there is a good chance for there being a correction here. And of course there is now support coming from this trend line here, but I don't think the momentum will hold and push further upward, because this was already here an increase of almost 30%, and I think there is going to be a stronger correction going back down again. And the reasoning behind the 5,000 support is by basically looking a little back at the movement, what it did here, and we're seeing basically here at 5,000 some sort of support here, also from here, and again a support from 4,600 area range. So this is basically, I think, my short to midterm outlook. There's going to be a correction going back down here. Now, if this holds here at 4,600, there is a very good chance we're going to see a stronger push up again to 5,800, perhaps even 6,000 area. I'm not quite exactly sure about this, of course, but I think short to midterm, I would say we're going to rather see a correction than another bullish upward movement here. So let me know what you think. Thanks for checking by, and see you in the next video.